I started in the footwear industry in Brooks shoe store at Leeton as a kid, and I saw these representatives coming and driving company cars and staying in motels, and I thought how attractive that was. So eventually I became a representative for several footwear companies, travelling around all country New South Wales selling shoes. After 35 or so years, I'm getting older and the road's getting harder and there's less and less people to call on because businesses in some of these little towns have found it very, very tough. So in October last year, the company that I was representing decided enough was enough, so they put all the representatives off in every state. And in November, because as I said, my wife worked for ETC Training, she said, look, there's an access course in aged care in Kempsey. Why don't you get involved in that? Because I always knew I had a sort of feeling for people, because I was pretty much well accepted around the road, because I'm a bit of a joker and always had a joke for them, and oh, Ron's coming today, isn't that great, that sort of thing. And my mother lives at the Legacy Village in Home Street, and I've taken upon myself to obviously look after her, but anyone else that she's friendly with, we'll go for mystery drives of the weekend and things like that, and they all just love it because, they're getting outside their four walls. And that was one of the catalysts that sort of thought, yeah, this aged care thing sounds good. So I went and did the course. It was only for 3 units out of how many there were. I gained a position at Garden Village. As probably the oldest apprentice they've ever seen. I finished the whole course there, but in the meantime, whilst I was doing that, I went to TAFE and I did a course in health and leisure, which gave me the opportunity to be an activities officer. I'm a recreational activities officer and a personal carer. And my job sort of fluctuates in Garden Village. When I'm doing the personal care side of things, I'm what they call a floater. I start at 6:30 and I finish at 10:30, and pretty much it's go, go, go. Just showering people, getting them up, getting them ready for breakfast, dressing them, getting them down to breakfast, getting them back, toileting them, and then setting them for their course for the day. And as I say, at 10:30 it's knock-off time. Others that do that same job would probably some work through till 1 o'clock and some work the full day right through till 3 o'clock. But I choose to just do that little short shift because really that's not where my heart is. My heart's being a recreational activities officer, and I'm getting quite a few shifts with that, and it's wonderful. You start at 9 o'clock, you finish at 3:45, and it could range. The day is sort of mapped out, the program, and bingo of a morning, and it's not only just playing games, but it's the fact that you can sit down and you can talk to these people and you find out what they used to do before they come in, and you try to keep those interests going. If they're in the choir or something, well, you'll be trying to keep them involved in some sort of singing, or if they were farmers, you try and steer them somewhere into the garden and give them a little patch of ground, and they can grow herbs there. It was a little bit nerve-wracking, but now I look back and think, what did I have to worry about? They gave me a buddy person to work with, which was great. Julie just walked me through everything. They were very, very easy to get along with. You've got to be teachable, and if you never make a mistake, you never make anything. I really love the fact that I can influence people on a daily basis. And I've got these puppets, these monkey puppets that I wrap around myself, and that's where I'm at the moment. My only regret is the fact that I don't play a musical instrument, and that's my next aim, is to learn to play the organ or something, so I can, do anything on the spur of the moment if I find that, let's sit down and have a sing-song or something. Look, I've come to the conclusion a long time ago that some people are born for retirement and some aren't. I don't have a lot of interests. I don't. I love messing in the garden. I love messing around with the car, all sorts of things like that. But that, Wednesday becomes Saturday very quickly, and then the week's gone, and then Saturday becomes Wednesday, and you think, where did it all go? So, if you're working, you still find time to do those other things, and you've got to reward you. You've got money coming in. We all need money. What would I say to them? I'd say if it's in your personality and you've got a feel for other people, this is fantastic. Look, I think once upon a time, this sort of industry, as far as I can gather when you talk to people, it was almost like it had a feeling of being an institution, and it was almost like the bottom of the scale. If you couldn't get a job anywhere, you could get a job in the institution. But now the expectations are higher, and because the expectations are higher, you feel like you're contributing so much more. You feel like you're having an influence, and you're creating something. I would say to people, if that's your bent, I don't think you could find a better job.